Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, today I bought a Vauxhall Agila for just £600. I got an email last week from a viewer called Andy Davenport who specifically asked me for a shout out, so there you go Andy, cheers. He asked me if I wanted to buy his 2009 Vauxhall Agila done 100,000 miles. Now it's not the sort of thing to get a petrol head's pulse racing, granted, but I'm also a car dealer and this sort of thing is just great news. My plan was buy it for £600, give myself a budget of £400, so once it's all done and sorted and ready for sale, it should owe me £1,000. I think this car will retail for £1,995, so any budding mathematicians out there? Work out my profit margin? My profit margin should be £995, should leave me with £1,000 profit. That's the plan anyway, but I haven't actually seen this car yet. I've seen pictures of it on email, but I haven't actually seen it in person. It got dropped off at the garage yesterday, and my colleague kindly parked it for me on my car park. So today, I thought I'd bring you guys along for the first tour. I know from the photographs it's crying out for a new set of wheel trims, also a new set of reg plates, so I'll get those ordered. It'll also need a service and MOT, so I'm hoping a £400 budget should be more than enough. Should be. Let's go and have a look then, shall we? Oh, by the way, in case you were wondering, I'm in my 2002 Range Rover Vogue. I watched a video this morning on Harry's Garage and he did a video with Jeremy Clarkson and he was talking about how good L322s were, so I thought, well, why not drive mine? As if I needed to find an excuse to drive it. Anyway, let's go and have a look at this Agila, shall we? Right, well, we're here. It looks exactly the same as it did in the email, actually. It's crying out for a set of wheel trims. It's missing one on that side and the front one is black, where the paint's faded. It needs a set of reg plates. This era of Agila was exactly the same as the Suzuki Splash. You're welcome. It's basically like the new version of the Wagon R. Down this side, to be fair, it's quite tidy. I mean, for a red car, I think Vauxhall call that blaze red. I was expecting it to have some lack appeal in various places, or faded panels, but it actually looks all right. Yeah, I think a fresh set of plates and fresh wheel trims will transform that. It's quite a basic model because it's got non-colour coded handles, so I'm expecting it won't have air conditioning. As always then, let's do a quick vehicle history check using Car Vertical. It's really easy to use this. All you do is go to carvertical.com, type in the reg number or the VIN. In this case it is Mike Lima 59 X-ray Uniform Tango check vehicle. It's really important that you do one of these checks before you hand over any cash for a used car or bike. A car might look okay from the outside, but you really don't know what life it's had. This will tell us whether it's ever been stolen, written off, had a mileage rollback, or has outstanding finance on it. It's currently checking millions of cars across dozens of countries' databases. I think it's something like 35 countries. If you want to do one of these checks for yourself, and I urge you to do so before you hand over any money for a used car or motorbike, use my promo code HIGHPEAK for 10% off each and every report. Or alternatively, click the link below in the video description. I've had this in the past where it's told me of a car having a service in Belgium or somewhere like that. You just wouldn't get that sort of information from any other place. Right, and the report is ready. So that is a Vauxhall Agila. It's never been stolen, never had a mileage rollback, there's no outstanding finance, and it's never been involved in an accident. And it also gives you a bit of a write-up now since Car Vertical rebranded the site. So the Opel Vauxhall Agila 2009 is a versatile practical car that was available in different body types and engine options. Very good. 1 litre 3-cylinder, a 1.2 4-cylinder, or a 1.3 diesel, blah blah blah. It's a mini MPV, okay. Right, so the last recorded mileage was 99,000 miles. That was in October last year. And it's fairly consistent every single year. I mean, it's a 13, 14-year-old car now, that really, so 100,000 miles isn't particularly high, I guess. Oh, this is interesting. The average market price for such a vehicle is $2,459. Reassuring, isn't it? It's only £30 a year to tax. That's another good selling point. I just know this will sell immediately. Right hand drive, manual, petrol, 1 litre 3-cylinder, 64 horsepower. Lovely stuff. What about advisories on the last MOT? It tells you about the maintenance it's had as well. This is the good thing with Car Vertical. Sometimes it shows you this sort of information. So it's had maintenance in 10, 12, 13, 14. Quite impressed with that. Ownership changed in 20. So its last MOT was October. Okay, perfect. Right, let's go and have a look around it then. Okay then. I don't know why I've reversed into this spot. Never do that. There she is. Straight away I've spotted a couple of little door dents there, but they'd pop out. It's quite tidy, isn't it? As a mode of transport, I suppose it's all right. A couple of little touch-ins there that I could do. I'm sure I've got some red touch-up paint at work. We've got a Nexon on the back that's crying out for a wheel trim. I think before I put any wheel trims on that, I'll spray those in matte black, just make it look a bit better. The bodywork's quite tidy actually. A couple of little marks, but I'll touch in. I've got a land sail on the front, driver's side, on about 3mm. The other negative so far is that we've only got one key, and it's a non-genuine one. So somebody at some point has lost the keys. We've got no fog lights, but the headlamps don't look too bad. Oh, that's bird muck. I'll have to wash my hands now. Thought it was a chip. We've got a Devante, so we've got 3 different tyres here. Another little touch in there, but can touch that in myself. And what have we got around here? We've got another Nexon. That does look quite old, that Nexon actually. Where's my date stamp? Sometimes this jumps out of, oh there we go. Oh, 2019. It's not that old then, is it? Looks older. Around this side it's actually quite tidy. What about the back? Not a bad looking little thing, are they? They're better looking than the Wagon R's that were like Postman Pat's van. At least these have got some shape to them. We're missing an A, so right now we've got a Vauxhall Agila. And another little touch in there, but not bad. Parcel shelves there, that's all good. No remote locking. Right, I saw this on the email actually. We've got what looks like a cigarette burn, another cigarette burn there, and then someone's tried to repair it very badly. So I think even though this is going to be a cheap car, that's the first thing you see when you open the door, isn't it? So I think we're going to have to get that done. I can either have a look on eBay for a new driver's seat, but I think I'll just give it to my upholstery guy, get him to put a new panel in there, and maybe 60 quid, 80 quid, job done. I'll order a set of mats for it, and it also needs the rubber off the clutch because that's missing. No, it's not, it's here. There we go. Right, I can attach that then. Apart from needing a good clean and some grease on that door, isn't too bad, is it? There is loads of legroom here for a little car. There's loads of headroom, plenty of legroom too. We've got windy windows in the back. Oh, and the front. This is a low spec. Manual windows, manual mirrors. Less to go wrong, I suppose. What about the other side? No central locking. In here then, what have we got? We've got the service book. Oh, it's only had one previous owner, so two owners from new. Sort of backs up my theory, doesn't it, that just because it's only had 2 owners from new, it isn't exactly in mint condition, is it? Still, I suppose 600 quid, what can you expect? Well, it's got some history then, hasn't it? So, I told you, blaze red with a charcoal interior. It's an Agila Expression. I don't know what you're trying to express with this. Perhaps you couldn't afford a better model. What is it then? So we've got a service at 10,000 miles, 20, 38, 47, 57. Last service in 2014 then at 57. But I think we've got some extra bills here. Let me just move this out so that you don't see any names and addresses. Got an invoice there for tyres, a wheel cylinder, brake pads, supply and fit exhaust. I think Andy said on the email that he'd had a clutch and gearbox repair recently that was about 900 quid, which was one of the reasons I bought it. I thought at least if it's had a new clutch, I've got half a chance. There's another receipt there for a service. It's had an engine flush. There's a service here from Evans Horseshaw. Right. So there is a bit of history with it then, a bit. Not full, but not bad either. About the boot then, how are you supposed to get in the boots? Oh. That must work off the driver's door then, does it? Not a bad size, is it, for a little car? Let's have a look under the bonnet then, shall we? Right, so plenty of space under here, isn't there? So that, I guess, will be the General Motors 1 litre engine, won't it? The same as the Corsa and stuff. I guess. I'm guessing. Got General Motors stickers on the headlamps there. It looks quite straight, doesn't it? That battery's seen better days, I think. Let's fire this up then. Make sure I've locked my car there. So it's done 102,000 miles, my inspection light is on, but we've got 3/4 of a tank of fuel. No air conditioning. That XS, is it? It's not in bad condition, this, really, is it? Not bad at all, really. Yeah, all fairly complete. Right, should we get this on the road then? See if it drives okay. I'm hoping it does. Right then. Something quite characterful about real basic cars like this, a bit like the Panda. Sort of sit up a little bit higher, visibility is good. Brakes work, clutch feels okay. That clutch bites quite easily, so got all the signs there of being brand new. It is rather warm with no aircon, but I'll soldier on. Feels quite nippy actually for a little 3-cylinder. What an unusual tone for an indicator. Right, well, it pulls okay. We've got no wheel bearing noise or anything like that. This will actually do as transport for somebody, won't it? If I give it a service, MOT, make sure it's all alright, make sure it's all safe. Fresh set of mats, repair the driver's seat, fresh set of reg plates, do some touch-ins, set of wheel trims, and I think I can transform this. My original budget of £400, I think it will eat up every penny of that 400 quid. I'd forgotten about the seat repair. That's going to take up a chunk of it. I'm hoping my mechanic doesn't find much else wrong with it. Go on then, I'll let you go because you're in a CLS shooting brake and they're gorgeous. Yeah, I'm hoping my mechanic doesn't find much else wrong with it. And then there should still be £1,000 profit in it. According to Car Vertical, of course, this could be worth 2.5 grand. I'm not sure myself. Perhaps if it was a slightly higher spec, mint history and 2 keys and all that sort of stuff, I could command a little bit more for it, but I think 1995 is where it needs to be. Perhaps at the lower end of the price scale like this, I don't think it's that sensitive really. It could do perhaps 2,250, 2,295. We'll see. We'll see how good it looks when it's all finished. There's a slight sort of knock from something there. Something's loose. Perhaps a track rod end or drop link or something. I've just noticed it. I'll need to order a new driver's visor as well because that frightened the life out of me. I've just noticed we've got Bosch wiper blades, which I always quite like. They're a decent brand. Driver's sun visor. Right, we'll leave this with me then. I shall go on eBay and order a few bits and I'll catch up with you in a couple of weeks' time. Cheers, guys. Well, do you remember that scruffy old Vauxhall I bought at the start of this video? Well, look at it now. This has been completely transformed. I love doing this sort of thing because this is how you really put profit into a car. It's quite simple really. You take something that somebody else has overlooked, something that's a little bit neglected, and then make it look as good as it possibly can. This particular Agila, when I bought it, looked quite scruffy and very unloved. It had cigarette burns in the seat, missing wheel trims, it all looked a bit sorry for itself. All it took was a little bit of time, money and effort, and I've given this car a new lease of life. I think I gave myself a budget of £400 to do all this work. Paid £600 for the car, £400 to fix it up, and then hopefully I'll sell it for £2,000 and leave £1,000 profit. That was the plan. If you're a regular viewer of the channel, you'll be used to seeing me overspend every single time. Well, not today. Came in on budget. In fact, that's not true. I came in under budget. Under budget. New territory for me, this. After we last spoke, I took it down to my mechanics and asked them to service it and run it through a fresh MOT with no advisory items. They did the service, did the MOT, and all it needed for an MOT with no advisory items was a drop link. That's all it needed, and then it sailed through. If you remember on the test drive, there was a slight rattle from the front, so I suspect that drop link was the cause. While it was down at my mechanics, I ordered a few new bits from eBay. I'd looked for a new sun visor, because do you remember the old one was broken and it kept dropping down? Somebody tried to repair it with some sticky pack Velcro, but it didn't work. In fact, on the test drive, when it dropped, it frightened the life out of me. I couldn't find one on eBay for love nor money. So in the end, I thought, I'll just call Vauxhall Direct and see how much a new one is. Can't be that expensive, surely. And it wasn't that expensive, 30 quid, that was it. So it's had a brand new visor. I ordered a new set of wheel trims for it. I ordered a set of carpet mats, and I ordered some new number plates. Whilst it was down at my mechanics, I asked my upholstery trimmer to go down there and pick up the seat. So he went down there, took the seat out, took it back to his workshop, and stitched in a new panel. That repair cost me £110, but I think it was £110 well spent. The first thing you do when you go to look at a car is open the driver's door, and that was the first thing your eyes were drawn to. It just looked a mess. A few days later, when the car was ready at my mechanics, I went down there, picked it up, got it back to my work, sprayed the steel wheels with black aerosol paint, fitted the new wheel trims, fitted the new plates, put in the new carpet mats, and I think that's about it. Actually, that's not quite true. I found some Vauxhall red touch-up paint, and I went round the car and touched in any stone chips and scratches that I could see. And with every single job that I did with this car, you could see it just getting better and better. It was quite a simple transformation, really. I've currently got this advertised for $1995, 1995, and I expect it'll sell quite quickly. So what I'm going to do now then is park up somewhere scenic, and I'll talk you through my costs, and we'll work out how much potential profit's there. Right, well here we'll do then. May as well knock the engine off because there's no air conditioning. It's even got manual windows. How basic. Right, let's get this in order. So, as I mentioned, my bill with my upholstery trimmer was £110. My bill with my mechanic was £169.84. Now, for that, they replaced the oil filter, that was £8.50. Oil, £25. The new sun visor, £29.70. Labour, £45. And £40 for MOT test fee. So my total was £169.84. On top of that, we've got £15 for a mini valet. It wasn't that bad, so I didn't bother spending £70 on a full valet. I thought a mini valet would suffice, and I think it has. That was £15. New wheel trims were £30. They're non-genuine Vauxhall, but they look all right. The new set of reg plates were £15, and again, that's immediately lifted the car. And fresh carpet mats, or tailored mats, were £12.99. So my grand total is, bear in mind I had a £400 budget, my grand total spend was £352.83. We've come in under budget, guys. Had to happen one day, didn't it? So my total then is £952.83. So if I sell it for £1995, it leaves me £1,050 profit. Perfect. In case you're wondering what that is, it's not nail varnish, by the way. It is VW Reflex Silver. I was a bit sloppy with the old brush. Right, well, I think that's about it. This should be a really good example of how to get extra for your car, how to put some profit into it. So thank you once again for watching. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done already. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'll leave the link below. And yeah, cheers guys. See you next time.